Bladesmiths, welcome to the Forge. Today, you'll be making your knives out of this. A crushed car. We've done a handful of these car competitions in the past, but we thought that those were too easy. So we found the most mangled up mess of a car to make it a little more challenging. In this competition, we want you to make a signature blade in your signature style, sourced only from this vehicle. Now, that blade needs to measure between 12 and 14 inches. You'll also have to be set up for a through or a hidden tang handle construction when the time runs out. Now, you probably know there is good high carbon steel in various positions around the vehicle, but after having been crushed, it might not be exactly where you think it is. So just to make things a little fair, we asked the technician to throw great high carbon steel springs inside the cabin before they crushed it. So you can choose to go for where you think there's good high carbon steel, or you can use the tools that we've provided, break into the cab of the vehicle, and get those springs. Your time starts now.
I just need to find something to use.
There's a lot of usable material in there, but I don't see any way to get to those pieces. I'm hoping to find something on the edge that doesn't require going very deep into the wreckage.
There we go. They said they threw a lot of metal in here, but oh gosh. I'm searching left and right for some usable metal. That don't work. I cannot find anything in this car right now.
Killing time, killing time.
Jim looks like he's going for a coil. That'd be great. Chop up a few pieces of that, throw it in a can.
Game plan is harvest as much of this coil spring as possible, throw it in a can, get it to forge welding temperature, and try to get a homogeneous piece of steel.
It's got to be rough for the smiths that aren't yet in the Forge, hearing Mike hammer away already.
With the rate Mike's going, he's going to be done in about another 40 minutes.
I am real happy with where I'm at right now.
So I get the piece in the fire and take a breath.
Bladesmiths, you have 2 hours remaining.
Yes!
Yeah, boy. There you
go.
All right, Dylan has found a really, really good piece of spring steel. More than enough to make a blade.
I still got 2 hours. That's plenty of time.
Fireworks.
We got a lot of sparks coming from Jim's Forge.
Yeah, Jim, I don't know if he sealed up that can right or not.
Now that my can is welded up still, I take it to the press. I see seams open up. Ugly can, ugly.
Dylan went from struggle to success. He's at Big Blue, and it looks like he's got a massive canvas of high carbon steel. He can basically turn into anything he wants.
Woo! Forging's going pretty good. I'm gonna start on the guard. It is not necessary right now to make a guard, but guard helps so your hand doesn't slip when stabbing. My plan with the guard is to do a hot fit up.
Mike's thinking ahead. He's putting a guard on this blade.
If we call for a through or hidden tang, chances are you're going to need to put some kind of guard on there.
Hey, Jim, it's not enough to get a knife out of, I don't think, but there's that left over from my piece you're welcome to.
Brother?
Yeah, have at it, man.
This is what I love seeing about the bladesmithing community.
He went above and beyond to kick that steel my way. There's possibly not enough steel, so I'm gonna try sand mine. I'm behind the clock. I have to get something done.
I need to prioritize getting this knife hard.
Mike is quenching the first one in the oil.
Woo! I will take that.
Dylan already heated up his oil, so he's getting pretty close to a quench as well.
Here goes nothing. I think we're good.
Bladesmiths, you have 30 minutes remaining. All right, Matthew's in the oil, guys.
I don't see any cracks or anything. It's straight as an arrow and hard as a rock. I'm feeling really good.
Get in there, get hot. At this point, I know I have a workable sand my.
For Jim having to restart, he's making very, very good speed.
I decide I better quench now.
Jim is in the oil.
Wow.
Nice.
We're good. I start grinding. Me. That's when I noticed dark seams, and I knew I'm in trouble.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, turn off your machines, put down your tools. This first round is over. Well, Bladesmiths, the time has come for the judges to do their first critique on your blades and decide which 3 of you will be joining us in the second round and who's going to be heading home. And Mike, you are up first, sir. Please present your work.
All right, so Mike, I like the profile of your blade. This is a really good idea in the first round, taking that time to make that guard. But getting that fit up dialed in and get this all refined is going to be interesting to watch if you move forward. But all in all, nicely done.
Thank you. All right, Dylan, you're up next. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Please present your work.
All right, Dylan, your blade profile is nice and wide. I like the curve there, nice for slashing. But what gives me pause is this tang because it rides right in line with the spine. For thrusting, it may not be as comfortable when it's above the handle. But overall, I commend you on your perseverance of looking for the metal, not giving up, and presenting us with a blade. Good job.
Matthew, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Please present your work, bud.
Nice work, Matthew.
Thank you.
I mean, everything's straight in line. I'd like to see it a little slimmer. Bring your grinds up, maybe, to lighten things up. But otherwise, this is a beautiful piece of steel. You did a very good job.
Thank you.
Last but not least, Jim, please present your work, bud.
Well, first off, Jim, your mustache is what mine wants to be when it grows up.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know that it was necessary to do this sand mine. It looks like to me like there was enough steel here, but it's like 80, 90% there, but you've got some D-lamps. But I do commend you. It looked like a very frustrating start for you, but you found a way around it. Good on you.
Thank you.
Well, Bladesmiths, you all know only 3 of you will be joining us in the second round of this competition. The Bladesmith who's gonna be leaving the forge is Jim. You fought hard, but unfortunately your blade did not make the cut.
Jim, I have to commend you because that is a sand my blade that you turn in. But your blade has the most flaws in terms of the laminations, and for that reason, we're sending you home.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Jim, thank you for coming out and trying so hard, but unfortunately your time in this competition has ended. I'm gonna have to ask you to please surrender your work and step off the forge floor.
It's a little bittersweet moment. Thank you. I would have loved to move forward, but you know what? Maybe not $10,000. I got a dime.
In today's challenge, favorite bladesmiths aren't the only thing that's coming back. It's the car challenge. Using tools from the shop, working alone or together, you will harvest the steel that you need to make a fully hardened blade in your signature style.
When I saw the sheet come off the truck, I thought, I've never taken a truck apart to make a knife before.
Bladesmiths, your time starts now. So, what parts of this car are great for making a blade?
The axles, the sway bars up front.
There's various parts in the engine and transmission that make great steel, but who wants to mess around with tearing that apart?
Get out of the way.
I'm gonna go for flat steel, so I'm gonna go for the leaf springs.
Everybody said leaf spring. So we all congregated on the rear end of the truck.
There we go.
I'm going to make a recurve buoy style. Recurve is going to assist in the chopping and slicing that'll be done because of that shape.
They're gonna test the knife out on wood blocks and a ham. So I'm gonna have to do a heavy chopper with maybe a little convex edge so I could use it for slicing as well.
Now remember last time, I heard that Rio is actually now marketing a satellite forge.
I still use a satellite this as a forge. You know, that never changed. The way I work is very similar to the way I live. Primitive. I got this from a shark that I killed a few years ago. I like wrestling sharks. I like to get in there with them in the water and, you know, kill them with a knife.
is a fine artist. So I'm hoping she's going to bring some of that into this competition.
I decided just to go with kind of a basic camper knife. It's pretty simple. It's more about the shape of my grind than whatever shape I have on my blade. Last time I was on the show, I looked at the clock like every 5 seconds. But today, my plan is to not be frantic. I don't have to be like...
Bladesmiths, you have 90 minutes remaining to finish your work.
For the heat treat, what's been done in the past is everybody goes in and they do a vertical quench. I don't use a vertical tank at home, so I want to be comfortable. Under the grinder, there sits a water trough. I'm gonna fill it with the quench oil.
Oh! It's like the Exxon Valdez out there. There's oil spilling everywhere.
A horizontal tank gives me a better assurance of the hard edge and the softer spine.
That's brilliant.
Figured it'd be good for all of us.
I love how these Smiths all work together.
Dave's in the oil.
That was fast.
Heat treating this steel is a bit of a challenge for me. I had to kind of go by memory because I'd never done it before with this steel.
Quench.
Rich is in the oil. Looks pretty straight. Rich seems happy with it. Don't go to the water.
I never like seeing anybody quench their blade and then put it in the water. We've seen that do horrible things to blades.
And...
No.
He's hesitating. It's in. In and out. In and out.
The big question is that going to come back and burn him later on?
After I quenched my blade, I did a file test and I noticed that even the spine was hardened. I'm not very comfortable about that. I want the blade to harden, but not the spine. So I grabbed a torch and I drew some hardness out.
Ryu's gonna be really careful. He doesn't let that color travel down to his edge.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of blue on that spine.
If I'm not careful, I'm gonna have to start over.
Dave's happy with his blade and it's sitting on the handle.
So Dave's done, Rich done, and Ryu's down on the anvil. We got Kelly still working, using every available minute. And we've got the boys club over here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please stop working and return to your anvils.
Kelly went from a block of steel to an absolutely beautiful knife in the last 40 minutes of the competition, which scares the shit out of me. That was brilliant, by the way, bringing out the trough and doing an edge quench.
We made a mess. It was awesome.
All right, judges, we'll start with Dave's blade.
It's a beautiful blade. It's just even and clean. There's a lot of mass here, but that's all right. It's a chopping test.
He's trying to find something wrong with it, and he's like, dude, I got nothing.
So let's move on to Kelly's blade.
The feel of it, a little heavy, but then again, when you think about all the problems she had, she never quit, she kept on going. I like it.
A little bit more refining would help, but certainly a good shape for a chop and a slice challenge.
Great. And then let's talk about Rich's blade.
Rich and Kelly are very similar, but I think Kelly actually pulled out ahead of him. Even the grinds are not symmetrical. There's a lot of work that could have been done just even here. And with, what, 20 minutes, you could have taken care of a lot of these issues, and that's really disappointing to see.
Moving on to Ryu's blade on the end.
Ryu did do a much better job this time. He knew what he had to do, he had a plan, and he charged ahead with it. You know, he looked like he hardened the blade, so that's gonna be a big improvement. We've got Smiths here that did something we hadn't seen before, a horizontal edge quench.
Okay.
And some of them seem to perform it a little better than others.
Judges, it's that time. We made a final decision.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go tell our Smiths. The judges have made their final decision, and it's time for one of you to leave the forge. The bladesmith leaving the forge is Ryu. Your blade did not make the cut.
You know, Ryu, I really like the design and what you were doing there. As we went through the deliberation, we did a file check on all the blades, and the file bit into your edge and actually rolled that edge over. And the fact that that blade isn't fully hardened, that's the reason you're going home today.
That's fair.
Ryu, I'm gonna have to ask you to surrender your weapon and leave the forge.
I'm a little surprised because I thought I did everything right on that blade, but I made a mistake. Now it's somebody else's chance to shine. I'm gonna go outside and smoke a cigar.